Welcome to the channel. This is Go Grady and welcome to the 2022-23 Gran Turismo World Series Manufacturers Cup. It is round number 2 in this exhibition season, and we are at Road Atlanta in the Group 4 cars. I am in Nissan, and I'm trying to make my way up the rankings, so hoping for some good results. Stick around, check it out. All right, so what exactly are those rankings, you ask? Well, let's go have a look-see here in the point ranking board. And you can see there I'm first locally. I am not 17th for Nissan. I may be 17th in America. 170th overall, all the manufacturers' rankings. Not too hot. So for Nissan itself, I'm sitting in 50th. And that is not good. I want to be up there in the top 10 somewhere, maybe top 15 even. So I need to, I'd like to get about 300 points. So that is now the goal, is to get 300 points in one of these races. So I'm going to try and push towards that goal. We'll see if it works out. All right, lobby opens up. It is not the top split. At least I don't think it is. So that is good for me because I don't want to be in that split anyway. I'm not going to make good points there. So qualifier time is here. And boy, no time to diddle-dally around. It's only 5 minutes. You might get 3 hot laps in if you don't screw up one of them. So I am sitting on a 125.210. I've qualified in the 124 several times in the practice races, so I know I can get this number down. And the key to that for me was this section right here, taking good speed through this corner. Right there, a little bit shy there, about 3 miles an hour slower than I'd like to be, but this corner coming up was the one that really made or broke my lap right here. Drop it down into 4th, get to the inside, get back on the gas, looking pretty good there. Went a little wide, but I got it back before the line. Thought I was fine there. I thought I got the car, the 2 tires back to the left side of the line, but apparently I did not. So got the penalty, which ruined that lap, which could have been a good lap because it was shaping up to be pretty nice. So end up qualifying 10th to start the race. Not what I want because I'm on the one-stop strategy. So you got two different strategies going on here. You got the no-stop fuel saver and you got the one-stop. I'm in the GTR, not great on fuel, so I'm going for that that one-stop strategy. So coming out the gates, I've got to get on the gas and get up towards the front. So I pull out the right and go around Greasy there. We've got Yanis right here behind me, and I pull up easy as we go in behind Zonda Frankie here, as I don't want to get to his inside as he's cutting back in. Want to set it up here, try and get by him on one of these straights. Get on the gas there through that corner, right onto his back bumper. Now I got to find a way around Zonda and all the folks here in front of him, as I'm hoping no one in the front is on the one stopper. They might just scurry off into the distance. I need to catch up to them if they are. I need to try and get a top, I think it's in this lobby, I needed a top 4 finish to be able to get the big 300 points that I'm looking for to move up the Nissan ranks. So here I want to get a really good exit out of this corner, because if they are fuel saving, they are going to be saving it right here. They're going to be upping on their fuel map, increasing their fuel map up to 3, 4, right through here, trying to slipstream one another. So as you can see, I'm catching up to them rather quickly. Jump out, grab the slipstream of the PRC driver in front of me, and I've got Yanis probably looking to slip in behind me. And then I go around P7 there and go to the inside, get on the brakes here. I want to leave him enough room and cut the track. I was pretty sure I'd gotten a penalty right there because I went really far to the left on the inside. But as I was coming towards the finish line, I was praying and hoping and just had my fingers crossed and my toes crossed. I crossed just about everything I could while I was racing there, and I managed to not get a penalty. So still behind Zonda as we head into turn number 1. Taking it a little bit gingerly and slow there, slower than I wanted to. But trying to get used to the weight of the car here and getting past these no stoppers that are in front of me here. And I need to dispatch of them quickly because I've got to put a gap between me and them for when I do stop, because the pit stop's about 22 seconds plus how much ever fuel you take. Then Zonda goes wide there, coming out of the S's, just gives me a position, so I take a gritty pass. Now looking to pull in the PREC driver. I believe that's PREC commander there in front of me. Going to try and get into a slipstream. Maybe make a pass here on the straight. This was the easiest place to make the passes on the no stoppers as they were saving fuel. It was right down here through this straight. And even after the downhill on the long curving right-hand straight, sometimes you get a pretty good run on the no stoppers in that section of the track as well. Now, I'm already moved up into 7th from 10th. Feel pretty good about that. Looks like GT Fox Daniel served a penalty, so I get another Gretty pass. And I tell you what, I will take all the help I can get. As here on lap number 2, I've only moved up 4 spots to P6. Into P. Steve. Got to try and make something here happen on the Audi on this extremely fast set of right-handers. Easy to go off if you don't run it right. Easy to run the guy off if you don't take it right. But get by him there. Drop it down into 4th. Want to be a little higher up in the hundreds through that section. And now catch up to the Dodge Viper of V Motors. Going to try now and make up yet another spot here at the beginning of the race. Again, I've got to make up somewhere, around 30 seconds of time, to put between me and these drivers before my pit stop, which should come around lap 9 or lap 10. That is when the fuel finally runs out if you are on the one-stop strategy like I am on. So into the slipstream nicely here of V Motors. I'm going to look to set up the pass here on the straight. Question is, can I get enough drive, and what kind of fuel saving is he doing? Is he going to try and fight the pass, or is he even possibly himself on a one-stop? Well, you find out here just as you get towards the top of the hill how much pace you're pulling on the car in front of you. As you can see, I'm easily pulling on the back bumper, so I'm going to go around to the inside. He is not going to defend it. Get on the brakes there as late as I can. He slips right in behind me, and I jump into 3rd gear, get on the throttle, and now I've got the head down, and I'm going to try and bring it up here and get past P3. As you can see, right in front of him is SV Cantilever, who I practiced with this week, and he had really good pace all week, so I felt being this close to Canty meant I was probably doing okay in this race. I just want to keep him in sight. Felt like if I could do that, I would be doing pretty well. Now, if you look over here on the right-hand side, you'll see I'm running 126s right now as I've been passing all of these no stoppers. Usually want to be down into the 125s. Don't want to be hanging around in the 126s, or that is not going to be good for your race if you are on the one-stop strategy. So let's fast forward a little bit here when I finally catch up to P3. All right, pretty early in lap 5, I catch up to Spartan Balisi. I hope that's how you say that name. And going to try and figure out how to get around. And as we come towards the double right-hander, she throws the caution lights on. I'm not really sure what that means. I'm not sure if that says go here or it means just be careful, don't murder me here. I think he's saying be careful, don't murder me here. I'm going to let you by. So I back out, go ahead and just get in behind him, jump in his slipstream, and start revving it up through the gears as he's now giving me the left signal. I'm like, okay, I'm pretty sure you mean that means pass me on the left. I got it right. I don't have my signals mapped, so I couldn't throw some caution lights at him, but appreciate the good direction there. Mr. Balisi, I didn't want to ruin your race, and you clearly knew that you probably had me here as I wasn't passing you up till lap number 5. So you're like, go by me, but don't touch me. So I managed to do that. So good racing there by the Brazilian. So on to lap number 6, and I'm in P3, and now I just got to put in fast laps. You can see now I'm back down into the 125s there on lap 1, 4, and 5. So let's fast forward a little bit here to the pit stops, as that is when everything is going to be determined in your final position. You got a better idea where you're going to end up. On to lap number 9, running out of fuel. Need to get into the pits. Was hoping I could go 10, but no such luck. Going to brake here underneath the overpass. Stay to the right. Don't want to go left there. Get anywhere near that line. That is 3 seconds. Get on the brakes as I enter past the wall there. Keep it tight and tidy through that section. No wall rubbing for old Gretty. Get into the pits nice and clean. Tell the pit crew, no tires, no thank you. Now adding fuel at 10 liters per second. It's going to cost me about 7.5 seconds on top of my 22. So you're looking at 29.5 seconds lost in the pits. Where will that put me in this race? As I'm coming out, I see other folks pit stopping as well. Canty in front of us there. He's stopping. Mr. Stinky Bug behind me along with Zonda. All grabbing some fuel. These thirsty cars revving out. Question is where will we end up in the pack? So as we head on course, we are way back in P12. Now remember, we started the race in position 10, moved all the way up to third. We're only 3 seconds behind the leaders when we got in to the pits. Now, as you see here on lap number 10, maybe I'm not quite in 12th as I see a bunch of other people hopping in the pit. No, I'm actually in, looks like P8 as I pass up some more folks in the pit stops. Make that, yep, P8 as Roadkill comes out of the pit just as I'm passing through there. Now, on to lap 11, get a run on GT Fox Daniels. He is saving fuel on that no stopper. That moves us into P7. Jumping here behind V Motors, who is also on a one-stop strategy. So as we go into lap number 11, another pit stopper, a really late pit stopper there on lap number 11. So pick up another spot. I am now in P. Steve. I'm like, man, if I can get into the top 4, I might be able to get the 300 points that I'm really looking for to move up in Nissan. So I'm getting pretty excited right here. As we come up on Lead Sled, V Motors, Lead Sled side by side. I was going to try and follow him through there, but then Lead Sled closed the door on me. I was like, that's all right. I'll just go around him here on this part of the track. And I was like, I do not want to be on the outside here. So I slipped back to the inside, and then along the outside, Roadkill comes along and gives the bump draft to Lead Sled. So now I'm like, well, what the hell do I do now? I ended up taking this corner wonky on an inside line. Lead Sled goes off track because he's probably taking it faster than he was used to. And boy, I tell you what, Roadkill comes out smelling like roses. Nothing like a Roadkill. If you've ever smelled Roadkill, folks, it is not pleasant. But I tell you what, Roadkill was smelling good right here, as he picked up 2 spots due to just kind of a strange situation on track. But due to some mistakes, I wasn't able to catch back up to these guys. They pulled away from me, and I end up finishing 6th. I was pretty disappointed with that. My overall time wasn't that great. My qualifying time wasn't great. Only got 266 points, so decided I need to go again. So, go again I did, and back into qualifying. I'm sitting on a 25.033, and I'm up by 11 thousandths. So I'm like, if I can get a really good last corner here, I might be able to pull that .129 that I need in that upper left-hand corner to be able to get pole position. Coming down the hill, I've got the foot planted as hard as I can. I'm pressing that gas pedal, come through, cross the line, get a 25.017. Picked up a few thousandths of a second, but unable to get in front of V Motors Esteban there in his Viper. So good job by him putting in that pole position lap. Let's get to the start of the race. Every champion should have a plan, and my plan was pretty simple. Try to stay in the slipstream of the Dodge Viper. Apply pressure and hope for that mistake, hope for that penalty. Just it's worked in just about every practice race I've been in. Folks have racked up a penalty somewhere or made a big mistake, because this track is unkind to missteps or having the weight transfer incorrect on the car, on track. Right here through this section, especially coming out here, this final left-hander just racks up penalties left and right. As you can see, we both cut it pretty hard there. Try to stay on track. Got to stay left of where that curbing ends, where that line comes in and meets it. So I'm doing my job right now. I'm staying in the slipstream of the Viper. Going to try and apply the pressure and see what happens. Let's fast forward a few laps. See if we can't get old Esteban to make that mistake. It's lap 4, and I'm still in the slipstream of that Dodge Viper, and I'm still right there just trying and urge some type of misstep there by Esteban, but he is just absorbing the pressure, driving like a champ through here, holding that P1 position well as we go through the S's. Thinking maybe here on this left-hander, maybe Esteban will just go a little bit wide. I follow him through. Looks like he may have gone wide, but he gets it back to the correct racing line before it's a penalty. Now on to lap number 9, still in the slipstream of the Dodge Viper, but now I've got the Alfa Romeo of GT Fox Daniel coming over me, and he peeks down the inside. And then gives me a little bump as we head into this part. Then I get into the second, and he really hits me hard there, causing me to have to get on the brakes coming into the corner. and I lose the slipstream to the Viper now. Just as I'm about to go in the pits, I'm like, of all the times you got to hit me from behind, caused me to go wide through the corner right here as we're about to go in the pits. I might be able to make up some pit time, fuel time with the pits there, as he looks like he's getting pretty feisty behind me, trying to get by. Gives me another bump going into this corner. I was getting a little aggravated at that point. I'm like, just lay off a little bit. I love some good close door-to-door racing, but I don't like getting hit and pushed around to where it's causing you to get offline, go deep into corners, and you're losing time to the folks in front of you. If you're gonna race, you got to try and get beside the guy and then make a move, not hit him from behind or just dive bomb a corner. Try and get alongside and get that move made. So anyway, as we head through the S's here, he makes a mistake, gets the weight transfer on the car wrong there, and causes him to lose some time there on lap number 10. So now I'm able to put my head back down, see if I can't catch back up to the Dodge Viper before we get into the pits. Let's fast forward and find out. All right, on to lap number 10. It is time to hop in the pits. Sitting on some good lap times. I'm feeling good about this race. Done a little bit better than I did in the last race as far as where I needed to be on the track. As you can see right there, run out of fuel, so I'm going in the pits. So don't add tires, crank it up to the diamond and head out. And then some wonky little lag happens right here. As I'm coming out of the pits, I see Daniel in front of me. Then he disappears. I'm like, whoa, what was that? And I'm coming out, I'm thinking, is that him in front of me? But it was not. It was ECM Roca in front of me, which means I am currently sitting in 6th place yet again as I cross the line here on lap 12 going on to 13. I've got 4.8 seconds to the car in front now on lap 14. That is down to 2.8 seconds, and it is PT Ariel this time, as it was the V-Motors driver before that. Now on to lap number 15. I'm well into the slipstream of P4. That is the PTY Ariel driver there in the Super. Then I get out of balance coming into the S's. Cost myself about a half second right there, and I'm just beating myself up over it. I was right there in the slipstream, ready to make that pass on lap number 15 and try to head towards that P3, that podium position, but I make the mistake, and I'm just aggravated. Then I get on the brakes late here, slide the car into the right-hander. I'm like, what are you doing, Grady? Why are you throwing this away? What is going on here? But not to be too concerned. The car in front of me is saving fuel. He's on a no stopper. All I got to do is not drive like a maniac, and I can get the position. So getting to third, can ease through here, get on the throttle nice and early, and I drive wide right here. I have to lift off throttle, and I'm like, what is my problem? All of a sudden I cannot drive this car. It was so aggravating. So anyway, I'm in the slip again. Got 1 lap of fuel remaining. I know he's got to save fuel. I know he does. So I'm like, this is an easy 4th place. Just get your 4th place, Grady. Just calm down, deep breath. Look, right there, now I've got GT Fox Daniel in my slipstream. So he's 0.6 seconds behind me. Now, you remember the last time something wonky happened on track when I caught up to somebody. Then, right here, boy, I tell you what, PTY Ariel really slows down there, trying to save some fuel for the last straight. I know what he's doing. He was trying to just save as much fuel as he could because he knew I couldn't get by him right there, couldn't pass him right there. So my whole focus right here is to get a good exit out of this right-hander to run him down on the straight. Going to second, I go wide coming out of the final right-hander. I'm like, Grady. Now, if he has enough fuel to floor it on this straight, that WRX pretty quick there. So this mistake could be costly, but I am pulling him in quickly. 0.3 seconds down now to 0.2 seconds. I go to the left side. He does not fight it down the inside. Get on the brakes as late as I feel I can. I make sure I hold him on the outside line, cut it across there, get back on the throttle up the hill. Don't have to worry about GT Fox Daniel. And I take that 4th position right before the finish line. 4 seconds off of 3rd place. And actually, Andre Saab picks up that 6th position over GT Fox Daniel. So I was pretty happy with that race. My overall pace was pretty good. It was a fun race. Really enjoyed it. And I got 286 points. Not the 300 I was hoping for, but not too bad. Should help me climb up those ranks before our last race occurs at Autopolis. Hope you enjoyed the action. If you did, hit the like and or subscribe. Come back and check out some more. For myself, Go Greg. Y'all have a great evening.